Before Eleos, we would try to do as much as collaborative documentation as possible, but because we are in the field, it was a little bit harder. We would, make notes on our phone, but unless we're like pulling out our laptop, it was really hard to get documentation done at the same time. So a lot of the times we were waiting until, we get back to the office when we have any time during our day.
A nightmare. It was not fun to try to do documentation. What did we talk about? Who did we see? How did we see them? Where did we see them? How long did we see them? You had to mentally prepare yourself before going into the EHR system, knowing that you would have to kind of backtrack in a sense to make sure that you got in all that documentation.
Staff were working overtime. They were working late at night, doing things on the weekends, writing progress notes and documentation.
Well, in our industry, we have high turnover, high burnout due to that turnover. And the folks that do stay, they have the best heart, but even they get tired. And so we wanted to find a solution that handled clinician stress.
When I first came to GoCo Center 4 years ago, technology didn't exist. I'm joking, but it was kind of like a lot of things were manual. And when Felicia introduced Eleos to me, I was against it only because I couldn't see us getting from where we were to AI.
And then boom, Eleos rolled up. Eleos started thinking for me and making sure I sound super professional. So then I fell in love. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little stubborn at first. I was like, I didn't want to use it, but then when I used it, it was love at first sight. I'm an Eleos girl now. A super detailed note in about 5 minutes, literally. Bullet point, next bullet point, And then it puts it all together for me. And the only thing I have to do is read it and make sure everything's right. I love that.
And just getting those notes in on time without the stress of, carving out a lot of time.
And so you can capture what you're doing with the individual, what plan of care, what's the next step, what's the intervention, and then later you can go ahead and edit that note to make it the note that it really needs to be to meet the requirements of the program.
Mobile Eleos, godsend. I honestly start having a panic attack if Eleos is not functioning. It's just so easy just to put in the note when you're literally there, right in front of the person, getting it over there, and you just get to relax, go back, just put it into the system, and it's done.
It has been very beneficial just overall, improving documentation, time management skills during sessions.
Appreciate that they've made this tool that can really enhance the way that I interact with clients and improve the amount of time that I can spend with them.
And I was like, how are we gonna pay for this? And then she was like, it's the cost of doing business. It's not about, the ROI. We're using it as a tool for recruitment, for employee burnout. And once staff started to use the tool, and once they started to realize it was making their life easier, reducing their time to document and things like that, then they started to kind of hit this stride where it's like, okay, now I can see more of my caseload. I can expand my caseload from 55 to 65 to 70. In IDD, we started doing, I think initially we were doing maybe 900 services a month. Now we're doing, 3,500, 3,700, and we have a stretch goal to get to 4,000. If we look at our total encounters, when I first got here, before Eleos, we were doing maybe 7,000 encounters a month. Now we're doing 13,000 encounters a month. Over the last few years, since I've been here, since we've been using Eleos, and we've been focusing on productivity, upskilling our clinicians, and what technologies like Eleos, we're able to get bonuses every year. First year, $2,500. Second year, $4,000. Third year, $4,000. Our staff are like, how are we able to do so much more, with less people, right? It's because we have the technologies in place. We're able to not just take care of our community, but also take care of our staff, take care of each other.
Number one, the turnover, higher productivity, lower clinician stress to the point where individuals are seeking me out to make sure that I know that they've seen a difference. We've been able to save FTEs. We've been able to increase productivity and decrease turnover. So those 3 items alone has more than paid for Eleos, our investment in Eleos. But the biggest win for me is when a clinician said, you know what, Felicia, I went home and I didn't have to do anything other than be with my husband. To know that my clinicians are going home at night and doing what brings them joy instead of worrying about their documentation and their job really brings me joy.
I do appreciate Eleos because it means that I get to spend more productive time with my clients and less time worried about figuring out about the workload balance with documentation.
There's so much time is being saved by using it. I'm not spending so much time doing documentation. I can spend more time with my family.
It's more so the rapport that I build. I think that's most important. So the Eleos has helped me, give them that undivided attention, my support personally, so that they know that I'm here to help them and to provide any support that they have a need for.
The most important impact is just freeing up time to actually be providing meaningful services to clients, that whereas before I'd be spending too much time worrying about verbiage and typing out a sentence that makes sense. With Eleos, that's not the case. So I appreciate that I get more time with clients in that way.
I've worked in the technology space for a while, working with different vendors, and a lot of times what they say isn't what you get. And once you sign the contract and you have it, they walk away. I would say that Eleos has done exactly what they said they would do from day one. The same support we had from day one, we still have today. The word that always comes to my mind when I think about our relationship with Eleos is impact. With this partnership, I feel like we are able to be more impactful to our community than we ever could without it.
We don't want vendors. We want people who are going to walk alongside us, understand our challenges, and collaborate and partner with us. And that's the relationship that Eleos has brought to the table. And so it's consistent with our values and our mission and vision. We like to say we're a part of the Eleos family, and the Eleos family is a part of the Gulf Coast Center family. So together we can thrive.